Okay, let's start. We're going to begin in a reclined butterfly position today. So grab your cushions and stack them one on top of the other. And just bringing the cushions close towards the sacrum, starting to roll yourself over your cushions here. Soles of the feet together, knees fall out wide to the sides, and very gently letting them settle. And then bring your arms into a cactus shape. So elbows same height as your shoulders. And with that, you're just allowing your chest and your heart to open. Noticing the release into the shoulder space. And giving yourself permission here to breathe as deep as you can. Every breath. Starting down at the belly. And then you feel it come all the way up through your diaphragm. Through the ribs, up towards the collarbones. And with an exhale, you allow everything to soften. So just taking a few breaths here for yourself. Giving yourself a moment to arrive on your mat. To arrive into your body. And just notice how your day feels in your physical body. What have you been doing? Have you been running around a lot? And do you feel that in your legs maybe? Or maybe you've been sitting behind your computer all day, feeling tight and stiff, maybe in the lower back or anywhere else. And in our practice today, we're going to be working with one of the elements in the yin practice, in the yin theory, the fire element. Within yin or within traditional Chinese medicine, there are 5 elements: fire, earth, water, metal, and wood. And we want a balance between all these elements. They guide us through our life. They guide us through the seasons, different periods in our life. And fire is all about summer. Fire is about joy, about love and happiness. It's the most positive element that we have. And when that fire element is in balance for you, you'll feel energetic, compassionate. You're nice and active, vital. You communicate very clearly. You feel passionate about the things that you're working on. You're flexible and flowing through life. You dare to follow your intuition. You're being a social butterfly. You're creative, open-hearted, full of life. Peace of mind. You feel strong from the inside out. And you spread this warm, glowing inner light. The heart is the king of the organs in Chinese medicine. And the heart is connected to this element of fire. It's the heart where we experience this joy and love and happiness, where passion comes from. So it is also this element that keeps the other elements in balance. And we need a little bit more of it in times like this. We're slowly getting back to normal. But when you ask most people, what do you miss still the most? It's the fun, it's the joy, it's the freedom. So we'll spend today or dedicate today's practice to bring a little bit more joy and love into the heart. Because it's that heart, that fire element that connects the body and the mind together. So bringing your awareness into your heart space. And visualizing your heart beating inside your chest. And with every breath in, that heart expands a little bit. And with every breath out, it just melts back down. Feeling the heat and the warmth in that area. And allowing your fire slowly to heat up. Creating space for that fire to burn. Letting go of any tension in the shoulders, the neck. Really letting that chest open. Feeling the spaciousness in between the ribs. And if you want to set yourself an intention for our practice today, and take a moment here to do so. Where can you bring in or want to bring in more joy and love? Visualize that. And letting that vision guide you through your practice today. Opening our practice fully with 3 rings of the sound bowl. This one is specially dedicated to the heart chakra. And then slowly, little by little, you bring your arms down first. Bring those hands towards your knees. And then very gently, with help of your hands, bring the knees back together. You're walking your feet out as wide as your mat. So your knees fall in towards one another. Just allowing the hips to rotate the other way, giving your body a moment to really settle into the opening that we just created. And then when you're ready, just roll over to either side of your cushions. push the cushions out of the way and come sit onto your knees. Into a Virasana. Now, if you like, if it's too much, because we'll be here for a little while, you may want to grab a cushion and bring it in between your calves and your buttocks, and then sit yourself back down again. Takes a bit of the pressure away from the knees, making yourself comfortable here, hands onto your thighs, palms facing down. Close your eyes. Taking another few conscious deep breaths. Allowing your body to relax. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw is soft. But at the same time, you keep your spine long, lengthening through the back of the neck and the crown of the head. And we're going to play a little bit with our breath here. You may have heard of this breathing technique. It's called the breath of fire. And since we're working with our fire elements, I thought let's bring in some of that breath of fire. It's actually really easy. All you need to do is breathe very forcefully in and out through your nose, and really quickly as well. So it sounds something like this. So begin whenever you feel like it, and you just allow your belly to pull in and out, following your breath. Quick inhales, quick exhales, both in and out through the nose. You may experience a little bit of lightness in the head. That's okay. Trying to keep your shoulders relaxed while you go through it. Your jaw still soft. A few more rounds. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold your breath at the top and drop the chin towards your chest. Keep the eyes closed. Hold the breath. Notice the sensations in your body. Some tingly feelings maybe. Energy moving around. And whenever you need to let go of your breath, begin by lifting your chin up, and then you let the breath go. Keeping the eyes closed for another moment, coming back to a normal breath. And just observing here. How does it feel to breathe like that? And even though it may get slightly uncomfortable, or like I said, you may feel a little bit lightheaded. That's when we start to move energy around. We're going to do that one more time, one more round, just keeping your eyes closed, and you know what we're going to do now. So feel free to begin whenever you are ready. Short and sharp inhales, exhales through the nose. Just letting the belly follow your breath naturally. Trying to keep the rest of your body still soft. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. Dropping the chin to your chest. Hold the breath. keep the belly pulled in. Eyes stay closed. And hold it as long as you can, and then a little bit longer without creating any tension in the body. Whenever you need to let go, chin comes up first, and then you let the breath go. Coming back to normal breathing. And with your eyes closed, just observing again. And when you're ready, just open your eyes up here. Then you're going to take your right arm high up towards the sky. You're going to bend your elbow and bring the hands onto the shoulder blades. And you're going to take the opposite hand, bend the elbow, and see if you can reach the fingertips towards one another. Maybe you can even interlock them. And if you can't, that's okay. Just try to reach for them, walking the upper hand further down the back and the lower hand further up the back. You can keep your chin dropped down to find a bit more relaxation, but try to bring the elbows towards the back so you open deeper into the shoulders and keep your breath nice and deep as well. Keeping your awareness into your heart space, maybe closing your eyes. And feeling that fire. Maybe walking the fingers one more bit closer towards one another for the last few breaths. One more deepest inhale. And with an exhale, slowly let your arms go. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears. Inhale. Exhale, back and down your spine. One more time. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, back and down. And then we'll take it to the other side. So lifting your left arm high to sky. Bend your elbow. Take the right hand, bend the elbow too. And then see if you can reach the fingertips together again. And you'll probably notice that one side goes a little easier than the other. And this side, it's easy for me to grab a hold of them. The other side, I'm not even close. And that's okay. Finding the softness in the neck stays long. Close your eyes again. And just a little bit of pulling through the elbows. So you can really open up through the heart space. Slowly creating that opening there that we want. So we can allow that energy, that compassion, that passion and the love to flow through us. One more deepest breath in. And with your exhale, let your hands go, arms come down. 2 circles. Inhale. Exhale, back and down. Inhale. And exhale. And then lift the hips up. Take your cushion away if you had it. Bring it to the side of your mat. Coming onto tabletop here. Onto hands and feet. Fingers spread wide, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Taking a breath in for just a basic cow pose, but really opening through the heart center, really lifting your fire forwards. And with an exhale, rounding the spine, pulling the navel in, chin to chest. Breathing through the back of the heart this time. Inhale back to open. And exhale to round. Finding your own pace, your own flow. Slowing your breath down. Making it long and deep. And really feeling into your body when we move like this. Connecting with yourself. Being present with your body. Just take one more round. Open that heart even more. And with an exhale, you allow your energy to go out through the back of your heart. And then slowly coming back into the center. Bring your knees out as wide as your mat. Keeping a cushion close just in case underneath the belly. Bring your big toes together to touch and then start to sink your hips down towards your heels, wide-legged child's pose. Now, if that is too deep into the hips or into the knees, then you can slide the cushion underneath the hips. Or if that actually feels nice to go a bit deeper, then you can have the cushion just underneath your belly for a nice support. Arms can be soft, elbows maybe slightly bent. There's no stress on the arms at all, no stress on the shoulders. And the forehead rests on the earth. Allow your heart to melt down towards your mat, or maybe it just connects with your pillow. Letting go of any tension into your hips. And allowing yourself to stay present with your body. Present into your heart space. Allowing your heart to stay open. I just finished a beautiful book. And this man spoke about keeping your heart open. And he gave kind of the most simple advice there was how to do that. He said, just don't close it. And it made actually all the sense to me. Because it's what we do all day long. Whenever something uncomfortable happens, when someone hurts us, says something that we don't like to hear, we close our hearts. And with that, we block the flow of energy. We block our own joy or own happiness. So instead of closing, stay open. Noticing here how your breath is moving through your body. Allowing it to kind of be a soft ripple. Let your body flow along with it. Minor movements. But there's nothing static here. 5 more breaths. Let the hips melt a little deeper. Let them go. And then very slowly press gently into your hands. Keep your gaze soft and start to walk your hands towards the body. Taking your cushions out of the way. And then just coming back onto your hands and your knees. You may just want to swing the hips a few times from side to side. Noticing the sensations into the hip space. And maybe into the legs. Or take any other movement that feels good here for you right now. And then slowly come down onto your belly. Taking your favorite cheek here and giving yourself a moment to rest and to observe what's going on in your body right now after a few poses. What is shifting? What's changing? And for our next pose, bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Press up here for a moment again into our tabletop. And make sure you have a cushion close and a block if you have a block, otherwise don't worry. And we're going to go for our melting heart pose or Anahatasana. For that, your hips are going to stay stacked on top of the knees. That angle doesn't change. You're just going to walk your hands as far forward as possible, finding length through the spine. And now you have options. If you already feel that this is going to go quite deep because we want to melt our hearts down towards the earth, then you may want to slide your cushion underneath the heart so it's supported. And you may grab your block, bring it kind of underneath the place where your head is going to land. So your forehead is supported too. And then you allow your heart to melt into the cushions. And you want to come to a place where you really feel supported by your cushions. So if you need 2 or 3 cushions, feel free to take them. And then drop the forehead down towards your mat as well. And let your heart open. It's one of the deepest heart openers that we can practice in yin. And it's yin, so we're really trying to feel supported so we can actually let go. So don't hesitate to use as many props as you need and to take some time to settle. I want you to feel really comfortable and supported before you let go. And then trying to find that place or space in the shoulders, the neck, the front side of the chest, upper back, middle back. where you feel most tight and where you feel you're actually not really letting go yet. And can you then just let go a little bit more? And just noticing here if you had shortened your breath somehow or if it's still nice and deep. Let the breath go through the belly. Maybe even giving it a few good sighs. Letting go even more wherever you can. Five more breaths. And then very gently lift your forehead up first. Start to press into the palms of your hands so you can gently slide the hands back towards the body. Take your cushion out of the way. Sit back down onto your heels for a moment. Hands on top of your thighs. Close your eyes here. Notice what's happening in your upper body. How did that pose feel for you? What did it bring you? And feel free to roll your shoulders out a few times if that feels nice or anything else that you need to do right now. And then bring the hands right behind you, fingers facing forwards. Pressing firmly into your palms and just start to lift through the chest, bringing the shoulder blades together in the back. Feel free to release your head all the way backwards if you want. Otherwise, keep the chin tucked. And try to open into that heart space. Deep breaths into it. Really opening it up. And trying not to close it. Keeping the energy flowing. And then slowly release. Walking your hands all the way back forwards, coming down onto your belly again. And finding your rebound again. Just resting the chin or the cheek. Hands shoot backwards. Full softness and relaxation into the shoulders. And slowly coming back up onto your hands. And slide the hands straight in front of you. Elbows underneath the shoulders, coming into Sphinx. So for our Sphinx pose, we have options again as well. So if you have your block, keep your block within hand reach here, and keep a cushion within hand reach as well. Because you can either decide to just stay onto your forearms, keeping the neck nice and long, chin towards the chest, and just soften here, where you need a little bit more activation. If you want to use your props, you can take your cushion and slide it underneath your ribs, so you have some support under the ribs. I find that very comfortable always. And if you have a block, you take the long side up. You allow your forehead to rest on top of it, giving yourself all the support for receiving the same effects as you would in the active version. And noticing what feels better, your big toes together or your big toes a little wider apart. There's a different sensation for the lower back. You can play around whatever feels good. And while we're here, just taking a moment to visualize back that situation or place or wherever it was for you, where you wanted to bring in more joy and happiness into your life. See it right in front of you. Visualization is a powerful tool to manifest things, but also to just notice in the physical body how important or meaningful things are for us. Allowing your heart to stay open for your vision. Having the faith that you are the creator of your own life. And you can manifest and create everything you want, as long as it comes from the heart. Five more breaths. And then slowly begin by lifting your head off, taking your block out of the way if you were using the block, and maybe sliding the cushion out of the way as well. And just coming lay down onto your belly again, picking your other cheek this time. Just balancing it out, relaxing your body down. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And with an exhale, open your mouth. Let it go with a sigh. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Noticing the release of your body with your exhales. And then the hands come back underneath the shoulders, pressing yourself back up again. Sitting back down onto the heels for a moment. Taking that same pose one more time, hands behind you. Open the heart space here. See if you can find even a little bit more to open without forcing it. Just observing the sensation of an open heart. One last breath. And release. Hands come in front of you. Tuck your toes under. Just come into a downward dog for a moment here. Pedaling the legs out maybe a little bit. Lifting your heels a few times if that's what you need. I'm going to add in a nice hip opener because it's in the end the hips restore so much of our emotions. So we're going to create some space there as well to support the opening of our hearts and to support that flow of energy throughout our entire body. So you're going to take your right foot off the mat and slide the right shin forwards for a sleeping swan. Keeping your pillows close, your right shin ends up probably in a 45-degree angle. Walking your back foot nicely out towards the back. Hips are squared. And finding that position where you can kind of relax into it. If there's a lot of space between your right hip and the floor, then take a cushion underneath the right hip there. And then you have options. You can stay here and close your eyes. Or if you want to go a little further, you kind of come onto your forearms. And you can choose here as well to take a block, rest the forehead onto it. Or slide a cushion again underneath your belly. Good thing about yin is that we can use as many preps as we want. So make yourself comfortable. Don't hold back here, please. Just giving your body exactly what it needs in this pose. Is a deep hip opener. So again, find the support that your body needs. And bring yourself in such a place that you can let go. And just going over that edge or touching on the edge without going too deep. Taking a moment here to notice where your mind had wandered off to. And if you can bring it back into the present moment, into your body, to your breath. And same thing into this pose, to allow your breath to kind of ripple through your whole body, filling up every corner with prana or life force or energy, whatever you want to call it. Not just keeping the breath into the lungs. Let it go everywhere. Let it reach every cell, nourish your entire being. It's there that we find a connection between the physical, and the mental, and emotional. A few more breaths on this side. Letting go a little bit deeper. And then really gently lifting the head off, coming back onto your hands, keeping the gaze soft. And just taking your cushions out of the way if you had them underneath the hips. Sink your right hip down and then swing both your legs slowly forwards. Rolling yourself all the way down onto your back. Taking your rebound here. And just noticing the difference in the sensations from left to right. Coming out of a pose like that releases a lot of energy when you let it go. Let the hips sink and soften. And then gently hug the knees in towards your chest. Hands behind the knees. And just rock up, rolling over your spine. Sitting up straight. And then crossing your legs. Hands come in front of you, soft movements. And a step back into your downward facing dog. And we're going to just use that as a starting position for the other side. You're going to lift your left foot off the mat and bring the left shin forwards in front of the wrists. Finding that sort of 45 degrees or a little bit more maybe. Walking the right foot backwards. If you need to, take blocker cushion underneath the left hip this time if there's a lot of space between that hip and the floor. You really want to make sure that the hips are as squared as possible. And then walking the hands forwards, trying to take maybe the same variation as you did on the other side. Maybe coming onto forearms, so you may come all the way down towards the mat. And again, don't shy back from using any of the props. Settle in and then feel your belly here. This is one of those poses we're always trying to keep ourselves up. But when you soften your belly, you soften the hips as well. So find that soft and easy breathing through the lower belly. And with that, let go. Letting go a little bit more. Finding that full relaxation in the body. And whatever comes up here, know that it's just pure release. We store emotional blockages in our physical body. And they need to get out sometimes. And this is one way to do that. So let them release. And let the feelings of maybe fear or frustration or anger, sadness, maybe grief, just be there. This pose usually brings the worst up in people, but it's okay. Using your breath to be with whatever comes up. And then slowly lifting your head off. If you had it down, coming back onto the hands. Cushions go out of the way. And sink your left hip down. And then swinging right leg all the way forward. It's nice and easy. And start to roll down onto your backs. Taking your rebound here again. Observing the difference between left and right. What has changed or shifted? And then hug the knees in towards your chest for a moment. You're going to cross your right knee here over your left knee. And then dropping your knees all the way to your left side. Allowing the right hip to come off the mat. And then bring your arms again into that cactus shape. So elbows same height as the shoulders. Wiggle the left shoulder a little further underneath towards your left. So you can open more through the right side, bringing your gaze to the right side. Softening through the eyes. And bringing the awareness into your fire, your heart. Let go into your hips. Let the body be heavy. And taking the last few moments here to really bring in that last bit of space into the heart, that joy, that happiness, to flow freely through your body. And then slowly bring your knees back to center, head back to center. Unlock the knees and just take it to the other side, crossing left knee over right, dropping knees to your right side, your gaze to the left. And then reclosing your eyes again. Full awareness into the heart space. Balancing out that fire element. And notice how your body slowly opens up. Gravity pulling you in two directions. Lower body into the other direction. Millimeter by millimeter. We're going deep into that fascia. Letting it go. And then slowly coming back to center and your own pace, getting ready for your final Shavasana. Maybe wearing something warm, covering your eyes, using cushions underneath your knees or your head. Just do whatever you need. Settling in. Letting it go. Taking a last deep inhale through the nose. And an exhale, sigh out through your mouth, and with that, allowing your body to just melt into the earth. Life is unpredictable. It changes with the seasons. Even your coldest winter happens for the best of reasons. And though it feels eternal, like all you do is ever freeze, I promise spring is coming, and with it brand new leaves. So let the sun kiss your forehead. Let the blue skies make you smile. Summer is finally here, and I promise it will last a good long while. Bringing both hands onto your heart, connecting with the fire within, allowing joy, happiness, passion, love, creativity, and just the fullness of life to flow through you. Saying no to blockages, no to a closed heart. And easy as that, you just keep it open. Slowly hugging the knees into your chest. And rolling over to either side. And then when you're ready, with your eyes closed, making your way up to a seated cross-legged position. Hands into prayer. Bowing your forehead down towards your fingers. Saying gratitude for coming onto the mat today. For taking the time out for yourself to move and breathe, to let go. Keeping that fire burning alive inside of you. The love and the light in me honors the love and the light in you. Namaste.